Shirokusa Kachi is one of the prettiest girls at Hozumino High School. She's not only beautiful, but also very talented, being an award-winning novelist at such a young age. As a result, she has many fans and admirers among the boys at school. Sueharu Maru is no exception to this. He has a huge crush on her and considers her to be his first love. Besides her looks, he has also fallen in love with her writing. One day after school, on his way home, he stumbles upon Kachi enjoying the golden light. Gathering his courage, he strikes up a conversation and tells her how much her novel has touched his heart. Kachi is overjoyed that her writing means so much to him. The next day at school, Maru's best friend Kai, who is also a ladies' man, asks if he's going to make a confession during the confession festival. The school has a tradition where boys shout out their love at the finale of the cultural festival. Knowing Maru's crush on Kachi, Kai jokingly states that he will confess to Kachi and steal her. Although Maru tries to act cool, he becomes upset and playfully wrestles Kai down. Kai then suggests that Maru should consider dating Kuroha Shida. Shida is also a school idol, who is also way out of Maru's league, but they are close childhood friends. Shida is kind, caring, and looks out for Maru like a big sister. Her fans are often envious of their relationship. Just the other day, Shida actually did confess to Maru but was turned down. Ever since then, he has been avoiding her. The students in the class are surprised to hear that Maru turned down Shida. However, Shida reveals it was just a joke to tease him, and Maru playfully messes up her hair. Later, Maru overhears that Kachi is in a relationship with Mitsuru Abe, which leaves him feeling down. After school, Shida finds Maru brooding alone at a park and tries to cheer him up. He tells her that she shouldn't be there, since he may end up leaning on her. Maru also knows that her confession to him was genuine, and that she is going through her own pain. Shida adores the fact that he understands her so well, which is one of the things she likes about him. Shida suggests that Maru should get revenge on Kachi and Abe by starting a fake relationship with her, to make Kachi jealous and outshine them. At the same time, Shida sees this as an opportunity to get closer to Maru and eventually make him fall for her. The next day at school, Maru and Shida have a secret meeting to come up with a strategic plan for Maru's revenge on Kachi. However, the meeting takes a turn, as Shida ends up flirting and playing with him instead. Maru finds himself drawn to Shida's playful charm, and Maru can't help but wonder if his quest for revenge on Kachi is starting to take a backseat. Maru tries to dig up dirt on Abe, thinking that it will help his revenge plan, but is unsuccessful. At the rooftop, Abe finds Maru and confronts him, and reveals that he knows about Maru's past as a child actor. It turns out that Maru had unknowingly inspired Abe to become an actor himself. Abe's father had worked with Maru in the past and highly praised him, which led to Abe developing a deep resentment towards Maru. Learning that Maru had a crush on Kachi, Abe decided to date her as a way to spite Maru. He even planned to confess to Kachi at the confession festival. Upon realizing Abe's jealousy of his acting skills from the past, Maru decides that the best way to upstage Abe is for his class to outperform Abe's class's play for the festival. Meanwhile, Shida barges into class, demanding Maru respond to her texts and make their relationship known to everyone. Despite this sudden revelation, Maru manages to convince Kachi to write the class's play. While at home making curry dinner, Shida casually comes over to check in on him and help tidy his place. During a phone call with Kachi about the play, Shida's voice is accidentally heard, surprising Kachi and causing her to end the call. Shida warns Maru to be careful, especially since Kachi is Abe's girlfriend, noting that her help with the play is suspicious. At the same time, she tries to make a move on him, telling him that her parents won't think weird if she goes home late. During a play rehearsal, Maru suddenly hyperventilates and passes out. When he wakes up, he finds Kachi watching over him and showing him the draft of the script. He's overjoyed at how good it is and accidentally grabs her hands, which she doesn't mind. However, Kachi demands payment for her script and reveals that she knows about his past as an actor. She asks why he quit acting. Maru explains that his father was a stuntman and his mother was an unsuccessful actress. Acting was fun for him because it made his mother happy. However, tragedy struck when he and his mother got the chance to act together, and there was an accident on set that resulted in her death. Despite the devastating loss, Maru finished the show to make his mother proud. However, the trauma from the incident led him to leave the acting scene. On her way home, Kachi reminisces about her past. She used to be a tomboy and went by the nickname Shiro. Her father was Maru's co-star, and she and Maru used to play together. It was Maru who inspired her to keep writing, hoping that one day he could be the actor in her stories. However, Maru suddenly stopped coming over to play with her, leaving her feeling bitter. To cope with her feelings of abandonment, she devoted herself to becoming a great writer as revenge against Maru. But now, learning the reason behind his absence, she realizes that her feelings for him all this time were love. Just like how she is to him, Maru is her first love as well. It's finally the day of the school festival. Shida is dressed in a cute yukata outfit and Maru compliments her, resulting in her playfully hitting him and running away in embarrassment. Kai informs him that someone is there to see him. Kachi, disguised as Shiro, visits Maru, who recognizes him and is both surprised and happy to see him again. After she discovers he still remembers the promise they made for him to act in her works when they were little, Kachi unveils herself, revealing her true identity. Maru is shocked and surprised to learn that Kachi was his childhood friend. He asks why she kept it a secret all this time. When she saw him at the beginning of the school semester, she was overjoyed, but saw he was very close with Shida, and she was hesitant to approach him. However, now she wants him to be more comfortable and friendly with her, and she asks him to call her by her first name, which embarrasses him, but also brings him joy. As Kachi leaves, Shida confronts her, and the two girls stake their claims to win Maru's heart. Maru and Shida spend time together at the festival and enjoy themselves. Before Maru leaves for his performance, Shida tearfully breaks off their fake relationship and slaps him across the face. This moment gives him the push he needs to make his own decision at the confession ceremony. During the closing ceremony, Abe puts on a song and performs his dance for Kachi, trying to impress her. Maru arrives and upstages Abe. As he's about to confess his feelings to Kachi, he changes his mind and reveals his initial plans for revenge to Kachi. He admits that he did have feelings for Kachi, but decides to confess to Shida instead, realizing that she has always been there for him. This confession shocks Shida and devastates Kachi. However, to everyone's surprise, Shida happily rejects Maru. Afterward, Kai and Abe discuss how Abe played the bad guy, as Kachi's fake boyfriend as part of Kachi's plan to get Maru to confess to her. They also realize that Shida rejected Maru as revenge for being rejected herself, but now regrets it. Abe and Kai reflect on how innocent and pure their first love experiences are. Maru wakes up abruptly from a nightmare of his failed confession. He is too embarrassed to go to school. Shida can't fall asleep because she hates herself for being petty and rejecting his confession. Kachi is in tears for not being the one to get his confession and having it stolen by another girl. In class, Kai finds all three of them in brooding mode. Kai tells him the good news that he is famous thanks to him. It turns out Kai uploaded a video of Maru's performance and confession, which has gone viral. Entertainment TV all over Japan is covering the story of a once talented actor Maru and his normal life as a high school boy who got rejected. Maria Momosaka, a very famous child actress, jumps into Maru's arms. Thanks to the viral video, she was able to find his school. She tells him how much she missed him and could not wait to come see him. Momo is not intimidated by Kachi or Shida telling them that Maru is her first love. The girls can't hide their annoyance at this statement. During lunch break, Kai treats Maru to pizza and apologizes for the trouble. Kai introduces Maru to Reina Asagi, a first-year and old friend of Kai. Reina was interested in Kai and was the one who filmed him during the festival together with Kai. Just then, Kachi approaches and fumbles her words, and everyone in class mistakes it as if she is asking Maru out. Kachi's friend Mako helps to clarify that Kachi's father wants to see him again after hearing about his supposed return to acting. In the middle of the conversation, Shida enters the class. Maru, still traumatized over the rejection, retreats into himself and hides behind Kachi. She tells Shida that she will take care of Maru. Shida is forced to leave the class in tears. Maru is seen skipping rocks at his usual spot after school to clear his head. Over the phone, he asks a favor of Kai for him to check up on Shida. Maru thought he knew Shida the best, but he was wrong and wonders what he should have done. Kai was actually already with Shida and shares the phone conversation with her to help Maru and Shida understand each other better. Maru arrives home to find Momosaka already there, having made dinner and on her knees to greet him. Momo used to be very close with Maru's family, and she learned cooking from Maru's mom. After taking a bite, it reminds him of his mother's cooking, and it moves him. Momo is here to convince Maru to return to acting and join her agency, in hopes that she can work alongside him like they used to. In addition, the agency wants Shida to join as well. Just then, Shida's siblings, Midori, Akane, and Aoi, suddenly barge into his home and Momo quickly hides. The sisters tell Maru that Shida has suddenly got amnesia. Upon hearing a ruckus, Momo comes out of Maru's room, and this makes Midori furious at him for already seeing another girl so soon after Shida's rejection. The sisters reveal that Shida has supposedly lost all of her memories since her initial confession to Maru. This news devastates him. On top of being rejected in front of the school, being hurt by Shida, and realizing he caused her memory loss too, he doesn't know how much more stress he can bear. The next morning, Shida is waiting for him. She saw the festival video and tells him that she knows he confessed to her and that she rejected him. She wonders why she's done such a thing, even though she likes him. She asks if he hates her for rejecting him. Shida is shocked at his body language, but she's not yet discouraged. She wishes to start from the beginning and mend their relationship, and Maru tells her that he will be by her side to help. Just then, a car stops in front of the two and Kachi steps out. She's here to go to school with Maru. On the car ride, Shida can't help but notice how chummy the two are and can't hide her annoyance. Sensing Shida's jealousy, Kachi believes she's faking the amnesia, so Maru comes up with a plan to test it. At lunch, he feeds her a bento with octopus wieners, as a traumatic incident in their past made her sensitive to certain tastes. However, she proceeds to eat it with no problem. Shida asks if he is going to go back to acting, telling him how impressed she is with his performance. He tells her that she was the one who gave him the courage to perform, and he can't help but tear up seeing how she can't remember it. Just then, Kachi and Kai barge in to offer their own opinions. Kai reveals that he wants to start producing videos with his entertainment club, with Kachi writing scripts, and tries to convince Maru to accept. To decide what he wants, he goes to visit the agency, with Shida, Kachi, Kai, and Momosaka accompanying him. The president, Shun Hardy, tempts them with a deal worth over 100 million yen. At such an offer, Maru can't help but have dirty thoughts. However, Shida still declines. As Hardy continues to insist she takes the deal and proceeds to insult her over it, Maru pours a bottle of wine over him. Hardy threatens to report them to the police, but then gets a call and heads out of the office. He returns together with Kachi's father, who is here for his company's commercial. Hardy wants Maru to come work for his agency, but if he refuses, he will report them to the police. In response, Momosaka tells him that he wants to work for his agency. Momosaka suggests a peaceful resolution through a commercial competition. Both the agency and Maru's group, the Ultramarine Alliance, will produce a commercial for Kachi's father's company. The winning advertisement will be determined by public engagement and views. If the alliance wins, they can do whatever they want. But if they lose, Maru has to sign a contract with Hardy's agency. Momo decides to act in the agency's commercial to impress Maru with how much she's grown. Maru was hoping that she would join their commercial, and isn't so sure now if they have a chance going against Momo. Despite some initial doubts, Maru's group ends up winning the competition with their relatable approach to younger audiences in a fun and lighthearted commercial. Yeah! Meanwhile, it is revealed that Shun is Kai's father, and that he started the alliance group with Maru to seek revenge on Hardy. At school, they are surprised to see Momo. Having also escaped the contract at the agency, Momo decides to transfer to Maru's school, much to Shida and Kachi's annoyance. On their way home, Shida slips, and Maru catches her in a lie, confirming she faked her amnesia. Maru and Shida get into a heated argument about her lying to him about the amnesia, and she gets frustrated with him for not understanding her intentions. You idiot. Meanwhile, Kachi is secretly plotting with Kai to gain an advantage over Shida. At the Ultramarine Alliance Club, the boys suggest a trip to Okinawa to create some summer memories. But the girls are hesitant at first, not wanting to wear swimsuits. Eventually, they agree to go, leaving the swimsuits optional. Shida will be joining the trip one day later due to her responsibilities at home, but she suggests using the trip as a study camp for those struggling with their grades. Maru is the only one with poor grades, and Momo, who gained admission to the school through her money and influence, teases him about it. In an attempt to dodge the topic, Maru puts on a cute face and he ends up getting punched. Later that night, Shida's sister Aoi comes to help Maru with household chores. As they work together, Maru opens up about his troubles with Shida. Aoi offers him valuable advice and also warns him not to be easily swayed by other girls during their trip to Okinawa. Meanwhile, Kai enjoys his fries in peace when his phone rings. Kachi thanks him for their successful plan and shares her hopes for Maru to confess to her. The group finally arrives in Okinawa, joined by Momosaka's sister Eri, acting as their guardian. Eri takes Maru aside and warns him not to make Momo cry. Otherwise, he may find himself floating in the water. The three are on an errand to pick up some groceries for the trip, and Kachi and Momo start arguing about each other's cooking skills. After the hot pot competition is settled, Kachi feels a bit disheartened because she's not confident in her hot pot cooking, because she only practiced making Maru's favorite food, fried chicken. Meanwhile, Momo and Rina overhear a conversation between Kai and Maru about his conflicted feelings for both Kachi and Shida. This prompts Momo to start scheming to find a way to get closer to Maru. Once they reach Kachi's family villa, everyone starts to unwind and enjoy their time together. Meanwhile, Shida struggles with feelings of jealousy as she imagines the other girls growing closer to Maru. While playing beach volleyball, Maru spaces out after seeing Rina in her swimsuit, and Kai brings him back to reality with a punch. Later, Maru receives a text from Kachi, asking him to meet her privately at a secluded spot on the beach. There, Kachi playfully shows off her swimsuit and sits on his lap, creating an intimate moment between them. However, their moment is interrupted when the group spies on them. Momo gets jealous and jumps at Maru wanting to sit on his lap as well, and Kachi and Momo start wrestling over Maru's lap. In the living room, Momo masters the dance routine they will be filming, while Maru, studying nearby, notices Kachi having trouble with the moves. Surprising everyone, Maru effortlessly replicates the dance after seeing it just once, leaving them both impressed and amused by his talent. Maru encourages Kachi with kind words, boosting her spirits. In the kitchen, Momo is preparing a hot pot for dinner. Maru notices Kachi missing and finds her dejected at the beach. Maru comforts her, telling her she doesn't have to always try so hard to be perfect at everything. Their hands interlock naturally, and the two nearly kiss, until Maru catches himself and holds himself back. The next morning, Maru awakens greeted by Shida and her sisters. In the morning, the group discusses how to spend their day. During the morning dance practice, Shida notices the growing closeness between Kachi and Maru, and decides to step up her game. While taking a break at the beach, Shida's sister Midori teases Shida, suggesting that she's no match for Kachi, which annoys her. Later, Shida takes Maru aside for a private chat in the woods. She playfully pushes him down and gets on top of him, expressing her feelings for him and saying "I love you" whenever she feels like it. Throughout the day, Shida continues to shower Maru with affectionate words, leaving him flustered and annoyed. He resolves not to be swayed by her cuteness, and decides not to forgive her until she apologizes. However, as they work on their study sessions together, Maru realizes the effort Shida put into the assignment for him, and how she has always been looking out for him. He makes sure not to let her effort go to waste and focuses on his studies. Later that night, Maru has trouble falling asleep, and spots Kachi secretly practicing her dance despite her sprained ankle. He overhears her conversation with her friend Mako, where she expresses her determination to become stronger on her own, and show Maru what she can do. Seeing her struggle with her injured ankle, he wants to help her, but holds himself back. The next day, Maru can't help but be concerned for Kachi, which makes Shida sad. The girls put on a successful performance they are proud of. On her way down the stage, Kachi's ankle gives and she nearly falls off. Maru jumps in to save her and injures his arm in the process. Back at school, Abe finds Kai in the club room and asks about the ongoing developments in the love triangle. Kai surmises that after the trip, Kachi is now in the lead. He notes that Shida was too forward. Momo didn't try hard enough, and Kachi triggered a protective instinct in Maru, unintentionally winning him over. On their ride home after school, Maru learns that Kachi and her maid will be moving in to take care of him while his arm fully heals. Shida can't hide her discomfort, and argues that she, as his neighbor, should take care of him, but her pleas go unanswered. In the bathroom, Maru shares his pervy thoughts about Kachi with Kai on the phone, seeking his advice, but Kai doesn't offer much help, wishing him good luck instead. Shida and Momo try to spend the night at Maru's place alongside Kachi, but their parents don't give them permission. As they all leave, Kachi declares her intention to use the situation to get closer to Maru. Knowing this, Shida has trouble going to bed. Thinking of Maru spending time with Kachi hurts her chest. At the same time, Kachi's maid, Shion Oragi, confronts Maru, telling him that what Kachi feels for him is respect, not romantic affection. Shion doesn't understand what the other girls see in Maru, and warns him not to get any funny ideas. At school, there's a large gathering of students who are fans of Momo, welcoming her on her first day. Momo spends all her free time flirting with Maru, causing the boys to get jealous and resentful of him. Kachi scolds Momo for causing trouble for Maru, but also seizes the chance to enjoy lunch with him, which frustrates Shida, making her crush her juice box. After recalling what Kachi's maid said about Kachi's feelings, Maru heads to the roof to get some fresh air and runs into Shida. She expresses her concern and asks if anything happened between him and Kachi the previous night. Maru assures her that nothing happened. While they reconcile, they receive a text from Kai. During the club meeting, Kai reveals an offer was made by a TV station on documentary series about Maru's life since his disappearance. At first, Shida is against the idea, fearing that TV stations would exploit Maru's story for money. However, Kai convinces Maru by suggesting they produce the documentary themselves to keep it authentic and true to the story. He also proposes filming a new version of Maru's last childhood film, The Child King, where Maru can now play the final scene that previously featured another actor. Maru likes the idea and asks for some time to consider it. Later, the girls meet at a cafe to discuss Maru. Shida suggests setting boundaries to avoid openly flirting with him. Surprisingly, Kachi agrees with Shida for once. They decide that Shida will stop her. I love you game with Maru. Momo will be more careful not to cause any scenes due to her popularity, and Kachi offers to take turns with Shida and Momo in taking care of Maru. Each girl plans to win over Maru during the documentary production instead, and believes they have an advantage over the others. The love polygon continues to intensify as they strategize for Maru's affection. Shion, Kachi's maid, is caught doodling on Maru's arm cast in his room. Fortunately, Shida intervenes and saves him from any further mischief. Maru receives an urgent text and calls for a meeting. The group learns that tabloids are printing stories about Maru's past, with Kai suspecting Shun Hardy as the culprit. Despite this, they decide to move forward with the documentary and the true ending, which now has the support of the major agency, Collect Japan TV. Momo comes up with an idea and suggests that each of the girls interview Maru since they all have a connection to his past. Kachi goes first and invites Maru to her home. They talk about their childhood memories, and Kachi confesses that he was her superhero. Swept in the moment, they almost kiss in front of the camera. Maru invites her on a date to Tokyo Tower, which they never got to do when they were little. Back at home, Kachi is in a great mood after the date. Shion questions Maru if he did anything suspicious to Lady Kachi, but he shows her photos as proof that nothing happened. The alarm clock goes off, and Kachi is here to wake up Maru. Since no one will know, she attempts to steal a kiss when Momo barges in and Kachi misses her chance. He tells them to get out of his room so he can change, but Momo offers to help and starts admiring his six-pack abs. Shion enters the room to find two girls on his bed and is about to call the police. Momo takes her turn. She takes him to the place where his mother died, hoping to help him reconcile his feelings about the incident. However, as he opens up about his lonely feelings after his mother's death, Momo breaks down due to her own love for his mother and her regrets. This emotional moment leads to Maru tearing up and embracing Momo. They stay embraced in each other's arms for a moment. After returning home, Momo continues to stake her claim on Maru and starts teasing him about his crying. Back at school, Kai reveals that due to the other actors from Child King having retired, Shida and Kachi will be acting alongside Maru and Momo. Finally, Shida walks home with Maru as she reflects on her life with him. And when it was, she started to fall for him. She takes him to an old hiding spot that they used to go to as they reminisce on their good memories. Little Maru shares how much he appreciates her company during his tough times, and they both start tearing up. Shida confesses her love to Maru again, as well as revealing she rejected him as revenge for being rejected initially. And Maru is finally happy to hear the reasoning. However, when she asks for his answer, he is unable to respond right away, due to the lingering feelings he has for Kachi and Momo. Shida understands his dilemma and suggests becoming his childhood girlfriend, promising to remain close and open to each other's feelings without putting pressure on their relationship. Finally, home alone with his right hand fully healed, he eyes the script for the true ending of his Child King and sets his mind to it. Time passes, and both the documentary and the true ending of Child King are published. Abe goes to visit Kai once again to pick Kai's brain. Abe surmises that the ultimate winner is none other than Kai. The girls didn't give up and are still fighting for Maru, and Kai was able to make the best of the situation to help Maru overcome his past through the club activities. In class, Kai informs Maru that he now has a fan club, and Maru feels bashful about it. The three girls notice the schoolgirls starting to develop crushes on Maru, and are determined to protect him as gatekeepers. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more video like this.